Welcome to Party-Free. Today we are going to discuss about Manorialism. Manorialism, an essential element of feudal society, was the organizing principle of rural economy that originated in the villa system of the late Roman Empire, was widely practiced in medieval Western and parts of Central Europe, and was slowly replaced by the advent of a money-based market economy and new forms of agrarian contract. Manorialism was characterized by the vesting of legal and economic power in a lord of the manor, supported economically from his own direct landholding in a manor, sometimes called a fief, and from the obligatory contributions of a legally subject part of the peasant population under the jurisdiction of himself and his manorial court. These obligations could be payable in several ways: in labor, in kind, or on rare occasions in coin. In examining the origins of the monastic cloister, Walter Horn found that as a manorial entity, the Carolingian monastery differed little from the fabric of a feudal estate, save that the corporate community of men for whose sustenance this organization was maintained consisted of monks who served God in chant and spent much of their time in reading and writing. The word derives from traditional inherited divisions of the countryside reassigned as local jurisdictions known as manors or seigneuries, each manor being subject to a lord, French seigneur, usually holding his position in return for undertakings offered to a higher lord. The lord held a manorial court governed by public law and local custom. Not all territorial seigneurs were secular. Bishops and abbots also held lands that entailed similar obligations. By extension, the word manor is sometimes used in England to mean any home area or territory in which authority is held, often in a police or criminal context. In an agrarian society, the conditions of land tenure underlie all social or economic factors. There were two legal systems of pre-manorial landholding. One, the most common, was the system of holding land allodially in full outright ownership. The other was the use of precaria or benefices, in which land was held conditionally. To these two systems, the Carolingian monarchs added a third, the apprecio, which linked manorialism with feudalism. With a declining birth rate and population, labor was the key factor of production. Successive administrations tried to stabilize the imperial economy by freezing the social structure into place. Sons were to succeed their fathers in their trade, councillors were forbidden to resign, and coloni, the cultivators of land, were not to move from the land they were attached to. The workers of the land were on their way to becoming serfs. Several factors conspired to merge the status of former slaves and former free farmers into a dependent class of such coloni. The process of rural self-sufficiency was given an abrupt boost in the 8th century when normal trade in the Mediterranean Sea was disrupted. The thesis put forward by Henri Pirenne, while disputed widely, supposes that the Arab conquests forced the medieval economy into even greater ruralization and gave rise to the classic feudal pattern of varying degrees of servile peasantry underpinning a hierarchy of localized power centers. Manors each consisted of up to 3 classes of land. Domain, the part directly controlled by the lord and used for the benefit of his household and dependents. Dependent or serf or villein, holdings carrying the obligation that the peasant household supply the lord with specified labor services or a part of its output or cash in lieu thereof, subject to the custom attached to the holding. And free peasant land without such obligation but otherwise subject to manorial jurisdiction and custom and owing money rent fixed at the time of the lease. Like feudalism, which together with manorialism formed the legal and organizational framework of feudal society, manorial structures were not uniform. This is the end of our today's discussion. Subscribe to this channel, like our video and comment. Listen to our podcast episodes. Follow our official Facebook page, Twitter handle and Instagram. For any query, feel free to mail us. For details, see the description.